talk about men's ego all the time. What we don't talk about is women have one of those egos too.
Yes,
and that
I don't have somebody in my phone
everybody
that's like,
has
idle, because then that means I'm not single.
Everybody has options.
That's right.
Everybody, thank you. Everybody has options.
That's all I'm talking about. You got options. You got options. We all got options.
Right.
If they're not accessible, they're not an option.
That's not true. They could be an option. Because let me tell you something. Do you have admirers from afar?
Do I have a what?
Admirers.
I have admirers, and then I have people who are actually in my life.
Exactly. And the admirers are an option, whether you let them in or not. Exactly. They're still an option.
They're not.
Hey, this man just cooked her logic just now.
Nobody that you meet is 100% by themselves.
Right.
Everybody got an ace in the hole somewhere.
Yeah.
So you have to know that. You know that.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Wrong with that.
When we have access to people that we probably would have had access to many years ago, they just a thought in your head. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
But now, like, hey, I'm divorced. I wonder what happened to such and such, such and such, and you reach out to them. So I do think social media has really helped, because I my clients all the time be like, I went to elementary school with him, or I went to junior high school with him, or even high school, or whatever the case. He was my first boy, whomever, like when they're spinning the block. A lot of times it's more about unfinished business than it is about
infidelity.
Stop it, Dawn.
But I'm talking about people who aren't in a relationship. But it may
both
sometimes start infidelity on the other side.
If in your head you're saying, oh, I missed out on this, and you see them on social media, you're going to cheat, and then you're going to leave.
But I'm saying they're both open. That's the point I'm making.
But let's be clear on one thing. Nobody that you meet is 100% by themselves.
Right.
Everybody got an ace in the hole somewhere.
Yeah.
So you have to know that. You know that.
That's not true. Wrong with that, Dawn.
Why do you get
that
this
makes
stuff
no
from?
sense. Yeah, like.
She just told on herself. She told on herself, and she told on the rest of the women out there, these single women, older women, she told on themselves that they all have a roster out there. Most guys ain't walking around with no roster, but chicks, they definitely walking around with a roster out there, just being honest.
You're single, right?
Yes.
Okay, you don't have a Rolodex full of people.
Absolutely.
Sure.
I mean, I never. I never like burned the bridge. First of all, I got policies around that. So that's different. Like I don't burn the bridge with people in general, because again, this life I've had is so interesting that you never know, you could circle back to somebody. No, we are talking about that. So since I'm accessible in that way, of course, it is what it is. But to say that me and Dwayne walking around with the ace in the hole, so we'll never worry about being single, that's absolutely way off.
Okay,
because if you're single, you're single.
No,
you got somebody you can.
Before both of them get into it, let me just say this. Majority of guys do not have an ace in the hole, just being honest. Majority of the guys are holding on to their ace in the hole because their ace in the hole got a lot of aces in the hole. A lot of chicks got way more options than guys do. And this woman just exposed it. I'm glad she did. And she's an older woman. She's not a young woman either. She's an older woman. Women are never alone. There's always some guy behind the scenes that's waiting to smash and attack. So I'm glad she shedded light to that.
Call right now.
No, I mean, that's not even relevant.
For instance, if you said, hey, you know what? I'm going to Saint-Tropez and I need someone to take. You got somebody to call, right?
I'm not agreeing with that. I'm not agreeing with that. No comment.
No, but
no comment.
Here's the thing, and I want you to catch this.
No comment.
Yeah, no comment.
No comment.
Here's the thing, and I want Dawn to hear this, because Dawn, you have to realize this about women, right? And I think you sometimes you come for us not knowing that
where I'm coming from. You
kind of put them down, right? In a small way.
Okay.
Because here's the truth. Let's just take me for example. I'll talk about me. I got married. When I got married, anybody that remotely had any liking towards me vanished off of my social media.
Correct.
But
then when you got divorced, it may have been someone that you
when
had
I got
some
divorced, they
unfinished
didn't
business
come
with.
back. And you know why? Because they felt like Dawn felt. You picked her over me. And so if you picked her over me, don't come back this way, right?
Well, what if it's the flip? What if it's the woman?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying she felt like, don't come back this way because you chose her. I don't care it didn't work out. and I wasn't there. And you have every right to talk to whoever you want to, but because you chose her over me, because what we don't talk about, we talk about men's ego all the time. What we don't talk about is women have one of those egos too.
Yes, we
and
do.
that ego is, you're not gonna circle back to me if you chose somebody over me.
As they shouldn't.
But we don't care.
But that's
we-
why I
we
set
know
the
that.
whole
You
thing
chose
up.
him,
It could be
and guess
timing,
what? It
could
didn't
be
work
other
out.
things.
Welcome home. hey, you chose him over me. That's fine. Welcome home with open arms. Y'all are like,
That's not true. Y'all go worse with that
I
quick.
only say welcome home.
I'm gonna be honest. A lot of guys probably not gonna accept the woman back. But I'll say this: I think a lot of guys will. That it's way different when it comes to what we deal with to what women deal with. Men take a lot more than women actually take. I know they feel the opposite, but a lot of guys will take back women that's gonna be cheaters, because a lot of guys know their options are very limited. So until a guy really understands his value, then he like, nah, I'm good. But a lot of guys probably would.
As a joke, but we're a little bit more tolerable. I'm not saying we're the best. I said we're a little bit more.
Not.
We're a little bit more tolerable than black women when it comes to
No,
that.
absolutely.
Yes.
But you see,
Absolutely
you see, he's
not.
skated by
Because a man does not
you
want
got
to
people on
ever.
your phone.
No, but
No.
no, because
No.
Dawn, everybody is findable now. So it's not
That's
about who's in
not
my.
the
You can
point
find
I'm
me if you
making.
want to find me.
The point
That's
I'm
not.
making
I'm
is
not. I'm
we
not.
all
I don't
you
have
have
somebody in my phone. That's
Everybody
like
has
on
options.
idle, because then that means I'm not single.
Everybody has options.
That's
It doesn't
right.
mean-
Everybody, thank you. Everybody
That's
has
all
options.
I'm talking about. You got options. You got options. We all got options.
Right.
So that's
But
the
it
whole
don't mean they're accessible.
Right,
either.
and it don't mean that you're not single because you got options.
If they're not accessible, they're not an option.
That's not true.
That is very true.
That's not true.
That
And the
is
option
very
doesn't
true.
always have to be accessible.
They have to be accessible.
No.
Or they're not an option.
No, that could be an option. Because let me tell you something. Do you have admirers from afar?
Do I have a what?
Admirers.
I have
People who are
admirers, and then I have people who are
guess
actually
what?
in my life.
Exactly. And the admirers are an option, whether you let them in or not. They're still an option.
They're not
Hey, this man just cooked her logic just now.
an option. They're not an option for me.
They're an option.
If they were, if I wanted them to be
They're
an
not
option,
an
I
option.
would have to let them be accessible.
I mean, you would have to let them in for them to
Exactly.
be.
So
but they're
when I
still
let
an
them
option.
in, now they
An
have
option is a
access to
choice.
me.
Access
Let them
and
in,
choice
gives them
are two
access.
different things.
That's how they become
Access
options.
and choice are
Listen,
two different things.
Let me be clear.
A choice is an option.
First of all-
whether you let them in or not is access.
First of all, Dwayne, there's several people in my DMs sitting idle.
Yeah.
On radio.
But they're an option.
On nothing.
One day you have.
Why her old ass flexing that she has dudes in the DM just sitting there waiting? Man, we don't care. You're not understanding his point that you have many options. The guys that you have at a distance, they're still an option. Just because you don't have them right there in the first string lineup or the second string, they're still an option.
A little bit too
Right,
much.
so-
You might wander off over
So
there
at the
and
end of
pull
the
that
day,
option
it
off the
doesn't
bench into the game.
Why
An
would I do
option
that?
is a bench person.
Why would I do that?
I mean, you don't have to, but that's an option.
Well, again, can we close out?
No, we cannot close
sorry
out.
about that. because when it's all said and done, I think there are some great valid points here.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty on board with some of the things that Tanya said. Like when it's all said and done, it's all about the stars align, the chemistry. Does it work? I agree with her. There could be people that you had in your past, or that one special person. You just go, damn, that was a really good relationship. If the stars align, fine.
Well, that wouldn't work in your case, because if a woman felt like you were the one and the stars are aligning for her, you saying you ain't spinning the block.
Correct.
So it don't work like
Correct.
that.
No, correct. Because again, my overall.
So you just talking right now.
I'm not. It makes sense because my own personal policy is what I elaborated on 30 minutes ago, which is if me and somebody really did not work out, they already in my head is that shit didn't work. Right. So in my brain,
So
I'm
that
like,
means nothing they say matters.
Nope, I'm good.
Because,
I'm good.
No, because what I'm saying is, like he just said, what if it was just a small disagreement? It wasn't really big.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, you had a thing where you were like, this is not what I want. But you now grown and it's not that bad. You blocked that out completely based on your policy.
Yeah, because again,
I
I don't think personality, and we could debate that forever. But people do mature, and they do change.
But you
right?
having no
but
tolerance.
but 9 times out of 10, certain personalities are certain personalities. Again, I don't want to get specific, but again, if I think about one person that's just jumping out, she was just totally self-absorbed. I don't see she going to change.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I mean, she's in my brain right now. If I ever came across her again, it'd be like, hey, and I'm keeping it moving because I
She
know.
could have found Jesus.
And she found Jesus. I don't even think Jesus helping that personality. Really, I just think that she.
See, and just to elaborate on that, I don't think a lot of women really think about the mark that they leave on guys a lot of the times, because a guy will always circle back for box a lot of the time. Like if you about to offer it up, if it wasn't too bad, he probably gonna double back on the box. But when it comes down to an actual relationship, that's where it gets dicey. That's where, you know, you have to be the good girl, and the guy probably is the bad guy who just didn't take you serious, and then he might spin the block. But let's say you are a headache to deal with, that dude not spinning the block and give you a relationship because now you're a different person. He's going to believe what you did prior to see that you might do that again.
He was locked into her. The world rotated around that
Jesus can help
person.
her.
So
Jesus
I was
can
just
help
like, you know, for me, that does not work. So if I saw her again, maybe she might be a little milder, but I'm sure at some point, if I was in a relationship with her, that same old person is gonna come out and we not working out. So therefore, I just have the policy of I'm not circling back. Plus, there are a billion people in this world. Come on now. It's a billion people in the world. We can still meet new people and do, like we not.
Well, there are a billion people, and Nelly is fine.
And
he could have had anybody, and he went right back.
And I think like I started out on, I think at the core, they met each other at a really good time, but I think certain things pulled them apart. I think both of them really truly remember that relationship, and I think when the opportunity presented itself, they probably were looking at each other the whole time. And I guarantee you, they were probably still communicating. And I guarantee you, the moment they both were single, they were like, let's make it happen. So it goes into what your point is too, which is, sometimes people had that person there, and that's what I'm saying, they probably that person for each other. They got people coming and going, but they that person for each other.
But you know what's so interesting about the Nelly story, and then we'll move past this, is that the woman that he was dating at the time, Miss Jackson, she went to him and said, you know what, I think we should take some space because then you'll come back stronger.
Go. Here you go. See what happened.
Listen, she fumbled.
Yeah, she fumbled the damn bag,
but
ball,
that's
and
such
everything
a
else.
game. Like, why would you play that game?
So
like,
that could be a whole nother episode. That could be a whole nother, both sides though, but that gaming thing, you just pulled it off.
Yeah.
Like that ended very poorly for her.
Right.
Playing games.
He married with kids.
There you go. Yeah, you know, so here we go.
Yeah, that's what.
What was her reasoning? I know we got to move, but what was her reasoning?
She didn't really give reasons.
I mean, she was his girlfriend for such a long time. Maybe she felt like
it's time to move on.
Yeah, either move on or maybe he would, as old people say.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it right there. I think the premise of what she said earlier is something that a lot of guys gonna have to understand, that that's what's going on out there. You know, a lot of women have a Rolodex. I hate to say it. I mean, if you dating a chick that's just out there in the streets now, of course, if you got your main girl and y'all been together for a while, highly doubt she got a Rolodex. Not saying that she don't have any friends, but she most likely, if y'all love each other, she does not have a Rolodex. But if you meeting a chick who been single for a while and she just in the streets, oh, she got a Rolodex probably, because chicks don't like being alone. And there's always a guy that's waiting in the corner, waiting to fulfill her need. They salivate at the mouth. So what she did wrong was she tried to flip it on him to say that y'all don't have a Rolodex. Men don't have Rolodexes like that. Men might have one or two options, and them options is not reliable. And that's a if. That's a hard if. Most don't have it. They have zero options. Most dudes are thirsty for something. So, but that's where the chicks usually compare themselves. See, they just like how they compare the attraction traits of a man to a woman, and they try and treat our attraction like it would be theirs. It's the same when it comes down to the experiences. That's why they can't relate or sympathize with our experience, because they only know theirs. She put it on him as if like he's having the same options as her, not realizing that we don't get them opportunities. Women really don't understand our experience. We live a way completely different existence than them. They do not care though. I'm be honest, I know a lot of chicks that don't care if you struggling out there. They don't care if you ain't getting no chicks. They don't care if you lame. They don't care if you can't speak right, you can't dress. They're gonna move on to the next guy. So for the guys, all you can do is just improve the best way you can, and be happy for yourself, and improve, and they will come. And just get the ones you can get, and be happy with that. Make sure y'all like the video. Comment below. I'll make sure I have this link in the description. Y'all can check it out in its entirety. This is your guy JayBReacts. Until next time, y'all. Peace.